See you in there.
Just from lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise a banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Woo! Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, welcome to the pre-match build-up, Frankfurt versus Tottenham. Yes, this is your nightmare before Elm Street, the nightmare before the night before. But everyone said we're going to lose against Dortmund and Spurs won, so you're never back against the cockerel. Joining me tonight on this mystery magical tour as we go around London trying to pick up players for Thomas Frank. This is a man that goes out late at night, does exactly that. He looks for players high up, low down, under stones and in bushes. He was even seen yesterday with the Wombles down in Wimbledon. Could he pick up a player from there? He was even seen at the Thunderbirds, but they wouldn't let him have Thunderbird too. But on that bombshell, it is our one. It is Big James. He's Big James for a reason. Not because he's big and fat. He's big somewhere else. But we'll leave that to your imagination. James, how are you, bud?
I'm good, thank you very much, Dermo. Good to be back. On as always. Looking forward to tomorrow night. Big up to the chat, Giant 68 and Tequila. Thank you very much. It's good to be on, Dermo. How are you? Are you well?
Not really. I'm not well at all, actually. I've got this bug that I cannot shift. But no bug is going to stop me from talking about the team I love. No bug is going to keep me down. And also, I'm doing this also for another reason. Why I keep going is a very close family member of mine is only 16. Is very seriously ill at the moment. So I'm doing it for him and his memory, and he's keeping me going. So, and you know about what I'm talking about, James. I'm going to mention a lot on there, but for him, that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm pushing through. Guys, to see who's in the chat. I always say big up to Giant 68. He goes, big up, Dermo and chat. Big up to you. Big up to Tequila in the houses. Are you really enjoying our amazing transfer window under the new Enid group? Cough. I did tell people this was the same Enid group, but nobody believed me. Nobody. I told you all. I told you all, and nobody listened. I told you all. I always said that this was the same old thing, and they all laughed. You know that Ange quote at the parade. You can use so much for that, James. You really could. You could take so much out of that speech and put little bits into it. No, I told you all, but yeah, and to be fair to Tequila as well, he did say it as well, but I think he was very fair and giving them a chance. But James, they're the same old, aren't they? They ain't changing. And this for me is a bigger reason why they will never change.
It's just like you say, it's just more of the same. And the thing is, us as fans, we're playing into it. We're playing into giving them the ability to basically not do and deliver what they want to, what we want them to, and what they say they're doing. Because now everybody's wrapped up in the Thomas Frank scenario. We're not paying attention, and the eye's gone off the ball on the transfer. So, look, it is what it is with regards to Enoch. They are literally dragging their feet, and we find ourselves 5 days away from a closing of a transfer window with 2 signings, one a prospect and one to bolster a central midfield when there is so much space and so many positions we need strengthening.
Yeah, we do. It's shocking. It really is. And I think you and me, actually, I think deadline day is going to be very quiet for us. It might be exciting for everyone else, but it's going to be very quiet for us. But James, just very quickly on deadline day, we are going to do what we did on transfer deadline day. We're going to be on all day. It's backed by popular demand. It is the only show where me and James stay on YouTube all day, come off knackered, fall into a heap in the corner, and then we're seen the next day. I'm looking forward to it, James. I'm looking forward to sharing the screen with you for 7 or 8 hours, talking all things Spurs. I have to get a yellow tie, I think. I've been told to get a yellow tie. So I have to
yellow tie for the last hour.
Yeah. Big up to Wayne Bonner. He says, breaking news. I have got a breaking news jingle. It's on its way. It says, Gooner at work is still in hiding. The FBI believe he's scared of receipts coming his way. Ooh. Interesting. And also he says, good evening, folks. Hope you're all well. Big up Tequila. Good to see you again. Hope you're all good. Yeah. Big up. And Tequila is all right. Bless him. Right, James, let's get on with this. Let's get on with the game tomorrow. We are going to go over the stats. We're going to go over the latest rumors, and we're going to go over the tactics of tomorrow's game as well. James, let's start with the tactics. Let's bring it up. Thomas Frank only has 14 players. Now, we know he played a more attacking formation against Dortmund, where he went 3 in the back, 5 in midfield. And it was more like a 2-2, wasn't it? Or 1-2 up front. Or a 2-1 up front. Now, we've only got 14 fit players tomorrow. So
we have.
You're Thomas Frank. What's your tactics, bud?
So as you can see, I'm sharing my screen, so people along can see the screen. How I would set Tottenham up. It took a little bit of jiggery because obviously last minute decisions and changes and personnel not travelling with the team. Obviously, we know Van der Ven's not gone to Germany and everything. So I would go with a 4-3-3, so to speak, or a 4-3-2-1 if you want. This labels it a 5-4-1, but I would consider it more of a 4-3-2-1. So we've got Doggy on the playing as left wing back and Spence playing as right wing back. Obviously, we know Porro's picked up a knock. He's not going to be playing. I've got, as you can see by the arrows, this is where I would like to see the movement from the players, up and back tracking. I've got Xavi supporting Udogie on the left side. I want to see Xavi coming back and doing his defensive work, but also making those cutting sides to support Solanke, as well as Mawani playing on the right side. With him tracking back.
Right, can I stop you there, James, just very quickly?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to stop you there. Why have you put Morani in the right side? Now, I'm not going to go over my the predicted lineup that's going to come out tomorrow morning, guys. So I'm not going to spoil that for you. But
Yeah,
surely Morani's not a winger, James. You got Odebear
he's
there. I know he's not the
he,
greatest, but why have you put Morani there?
I think Odebear. I think if you start Moani there and then bring Odebear on in sort of like the at half time, sort of 50, 60-minute mark, it enables Odebear to sort of stretch for play a little bit as the legs start to go out of the
Yeah,
game. You can sort of bring Odebear on and allow him to do his thing down that wing. Also, it kind of gives the interchangeability of Moani and Solanke. If Solanke drops deeper, if you sort of get Solanke dropping deeper down, you can have Moani pushing up and allow Spence for free reign of the right side. Obviously, I'm thinking Gray and Sarr coming back from the African Cup of Nations a winner. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure on if Gallagher got registered
no,
for
he didn't.
this last group game.
No,
Yeah, so it'll
no.
more than likely be Gray
Yeah,
and Sarr, with Paulinia sitting a little bit deeper, but sort of covering between these two and sort of doing the mop up, which we know is brilliant at. And obviously Danso and Romero at the back. Now, probably the big shock that most people didn't see is who I've got in goal. I think it's about time we give this kid a go. I mean, he's been linked to a loan move to West Ham with an option to buy. I think we need to see what he's all about. We've seen him coming in big games. We've seen him perform in big games when Vicario was out. I think he needs a run in the team. Me personally, that's what I think. I'll just lower that down so we can be back on screen, Dermo. But yeah, that's sort of my what sort of shape I would be looking at, given the players that we have available.
Yeah, well, look, for me, I mean, as I said, we do have to predict. This is just James's thoughts, by the way. We do have the predicted lineup coming out in the morning. James, I would pick a couple of things about your team. Kingsley in goal. I understand your reasoning. I do get it, and I think you're right to say it, but not an important game like this in the Champions League. I don't think you could put the young lad in that. I think that's, to be fair, that would be suicide to him. To be fair, I didn't get it. I get your reasons why, but as I said, me and James are going to go over the predicted lineup for tomorrow, guys. That's been pre-recorded tonight. So, on the tactics at loan and on the wingers, do you need the wingers to do their job, to get down the wing and put it in? This is why I would start Odebear over Morani, because if you've got, I know you have to play Morani on the left, but would there be anything in your lineup where you play Xavi on the left, Morani on the right, Solanke as sort of second striker, and Morani up front? Could you do that as a system?
You could. It would probably mean sort of Gray dropping out. Let me have a look here. So let me just pull it up. So yeah. So what you would probably see is something like Gray dropping out, Paulinia pushing up, Xavi moving into the middle. In fact, hang on a second here. If I just very quickly, Dermo, if I just stop sharing this. What I will do is I will move him over there. So push Paulinia up there. Let me see. While I'm just doing this, my apologies, guys.
No, that's right. I go through the chat. Big up to Sean. Don't worry, Shawnee. There will be one out tomorrow. You're going to be surprised, but you will be surprised. This is not the lineup that we have picked. Big up to Alf says, big up Dermo and James. Frankfurt is a must-win. Coy's from Hamburg in Germany. I was only watching Hamburg last night on a YouTube video. A very nice city you got in Hamburg, bud. A very nice city. Love to go there one day. Big up to Wayne's. He's got to play Kingsley at some point. Can we rely on Vicario? Yeah, I think tomorrow night's the wrong time to pick up. Big up to Shawnee Mannix. Big up to you, Shawnee. We have to get you on sometime, bud. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Finn, Goosey, Money 2, Paleonia, Pentagon, Gallagher, all poor tired players. We have to wait and see. And then we've got Championship. Here we come. Adam, we're not there yet. Got it sorted, bud?
Yep. I'm just going to share it back in now, Dermo. Here we
Yep.
go. So I've tweaked
And
it around a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so let's bring it up
let's
here.
have a add it in. There we go. Oh,
Sorry.
You're adding it. I'm removing it. There we go. So as you can see, I've jiggled it around, guys. Mwani out left. He should be cutting in. I didn't move the arrow properly. I do apologise. So he's cutting in. Odebear cutting in. Xavi sitting behind, with Sarr and Paulinia doing the mop up. Sarr being the box to box. Paulinia doing the mop up. Spence, a dog, is still in the same sort of positions. But yeah, so he could very much set it up like that. I was just saying that was my choice of how I would sort of set it up. And believe it or not, the Sarr being pushed up slightly higher over Paulinia, that is deliberate. That is actually Sarr sitting a little bit higher, and having Xavi drop back a little bit deeper to sort of help cover that midfield. So the midfield, when you're out of possession, the midfield drops into that diamond three, or that triangular three. But Sarr and Xavi a little bit higher, Paulinia behind, and then allowing Xavi the freedom and the expression and the space of the pitch to basically bomb forward, link up with Solanke and Moane and Odebear out on the wings. I just think that's sort of where I'm looking at, and given the players that we've got available, that's what I'm sort of thinking in my head. So either one of those tactics, you're not really going to go wrong with Thomas Frank. But yeah, anyway, I'll close that down for you now.
No, I think look, the tactics have to be spot on tomorrow, because it is a must-win tomorrow. A win, we get a good result, we get into we qualify automatically for the round of 16. If we don't, we go into the playoffs, which I don't think we need. I don't think we need very much at all. I really don't. But as I said, predict the lineup be out tomorrow about 11 guys, so do watch out for that. We are gonna do that after the thing. Right, we're gonna welcome our third guest in tonight. He's not in. Well, once he is in, we are, because we missed it yesterday, and this channel is known for its history and adoring its history and loving its history. It was Bill Nick's birthday yesterday. He would have been 107 years old. And on this channel, we like to just tip our hat to Mr. Tottenham and show what a manager he was and a player he was as well. So here we've got James. This is his honours as a player. He won the second division championship with Spurs in 49-50. Won the first division championship with that push and run side under Arthur Rowe in 50-51. The first time we ever saw push and run football in England. Arthur Rowe took it from the Hungarians. There's Rain. Fashionably late. Big up to you. Look at him, he's already drinking already. Big up to you, bud. Hope you're doing well. We got the Charity Shield in 51, but as a manager, that's where he sprinkled his magic at Spurs. We go through logically league, first division championship 60-61, 3 times in the Charity Shield 61, 62, 67. 67 was shared. 3 FA Cups 61, 62, and 67. League Cup 71 and 73. 1 Cup Winners' Cup in 63. UEFA Cup 72. Runners up in 1974. Retired in 1974 or resigned. Came back to Spurs under Keith Birkinshaw in the late 70s, early 80s, and built a side that went on to dominate 2 FA Cups and a UEFA Cup. He was then named president of Tottenham Hotspur, a title he held until his death. He also did scouting for West Ham the year after he resigned as Tottenham Hotspurs. So, guys, did you want to talk about the stats? James, sorry, I didn't know you moved.
No, sorry. I moved it by mistake, Dermo. I clicked it by mistake. I was just moving my mouse over it. Can you imagine nowadays the Charity Shield being shared? It doesn't happen anymore,
it was, because we were the last ones to share it in 91, I think. 91 against
Yeah.
Arsenal, we shared it. It did happen, I think. It doesn't now because they go to penalties. But James, as a player, Bill Nick, I mean, he was Mr. Tottenham through and through, wasn't he?
Yeah,
As a player
I
and
mean,
as a manager.
as a player and a manager, I mean, you look at his honours as a player, and you think, well, he didn't really do much, but actually to get us that second division title, 49-50, and then the season after, the year after, to get us the Football League First Division. I mean, as a player, to help to be in that team, I mean, absolutely phenomenal, and win the Charity Shield as well. But I think he's better known, and some of his accolades as a manager for us, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, probably one of the greatest managers in the 60s and 70s. If in my opinion, but absolutely, I mean, dominated so much. And like I say, when he came back in the 80s, again, really did well and sort of helped drive the team forward. So, and
He was a great
more glory.
He did. He was a great inspiration to that Keith Birkinshaw side. And Rain, look, I've been banging on for years on this channel for the last 4 years, and I bang on. James knows I have. Tequila knows I have. A lot of people in the chat know I've been banging on. And I suppose even you know I've been banging on about a statue for Bill Nickel, get a stadium named after him, the South Stand. Show him some recognition. We thought we had that little bit when Vinay came out and said, yes, the Tottenham board owners are now going to put up a statue of a Tottenham legend. Well, it better be Bill Nick. If not, I will be rioting. I will go in there and riot. Bill Nick, what's he mean to you?
Well, he's basically established the culture of the club. I talk about the culture of the club quite a lot because I think it's become more and more obvious to everybody that whatever sort of external, whatever comes into Tottenham from the outside, there's always a driving culture that is just inherent from us fans. So a really good example is Levy decides after Poch, we're going to bring win now managers, right? Now, whatever happened with them is beside the point. The point is the Spurs fans absolutely revolted against Conte ball. Absolutely. We were like, we are having none of this. We don't care. We like the fact we're winning, but we cannot stand this football, right? And that's because of this man. That's because this man drilled into our football club, and it's 60 years later, it's still a part of us that the culture of the footbal club is free-flowing, attacking football. It's that we do things the right way. It's that we don't go out there and win a game by boring the other lot, which then down the road, that is their thing. Whatever happened for the briefest blip under Arsene Wenger, their thing is boring football. Boring, pragmatic football. Always has been. In the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the most of the 2000s, and now most of the 2010s and now 2020s, their thing is boring, pragmatic football. But for us, this man gave us a culture. And that's why we loved Poch, right? That's why we took Poch to our hearts, because that's the way that we played. That's why we loved Harry, because again, he played with a real laissez-faire, go out there and play, get forward, attack. That's why so many fans, Tequila aside, still hanker over Ange, because he gave them that type of attacking football. So this man is Mr. Tottenham. He absolutely gave us who and what we are, and that will always be his legacy.
Yeah, it is. Look, I think. Look, I get what you're saying that some people hanker over Ange. I don't think Ange is. I think Ange got lucky with we won the Europa League, and I'll never forget that day as much as I live. I think, look, as much as everyone wants Poch back, and I've said it myself that Poch, I think, is the only man to come back to balance us. What happens if it doesn't work? What happens if Poch doesn't work? What happens if Poch does come back and it's not the football that we thought? We know Conte was a winner. We know Jose was a winner. We know Nuno is Nuno. We know Ange is Ange, but Ange won us a trophy. Like it or not, he won us the second biggest trophy in Europe. And it's a day, and I saw the parade. I covered the parade on the channel, the biggest parade I've seen in a long time at Spurs. 200,000 Tottenham fans would tell you any different what it meant to them to win that trophy. But if you look at Bill Nick, is Pochettino the closest we've had to a Bill Nick at our club?
In certain respects, I would say so. David Clark says he believes Arthur Rowe gave our club the legacy. Bill just carried it forward into success, and in certain respects, it is right. But I think when you look back at it, with Harry Redknapp, Martin Yall, Terry Venables, Glenn Hoddle, they all sort of played their little parts in what Tottenham was becoming until Poch came in.
Mm.
And I think when Poch came in, it was the right time for Poch to come in. We were a team that was in desperate need of a direction, and I think he gave us it. Now, will Poch come back? We don't know. We're not saying he will. My biggest fear, if he does come back and it doesn't work out great in his first season back, or it doesn't just work out, is how badly damaging to his legacy will that affect?
That's the thing, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Will it damage his legacy? Look, we're going to move on. Look, I think I want to probably question for you. When
I just want to say, I just want to say to David Clark, right? I hear you. I understand, but there's a big difference between Arthur Rowe and Bill Nick. Bill Nick delivered so many trophies. He was also here for what? It was also here for almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
So really, that was the legacy. Yes, you've always got. I get that there was a forerunner, but the culture was. I'm saying the culture was embedded by Bill Nick. It's the same like you've got Paisley and Fagan and co at Liverpool. That there were forerunners there. And then, the legacy that Liverpool played a certain way was absolutely embedded in the 80s through repetitive success. And I'm not convinced of the Poch comparison myself, because the roles that the two men had just so different.
I meant by that success-wise, Rain. By success, I mean Poch did get us second in the league, did get us to a Champions League final. He did get us to FA Cup semi-final, 2 League Cups. If he won majority of them finals or semi-finals he got to, and he won a league, he would be the most successful manager we've had since Bill Nicholson. So in terms of that, he is the most successful manager because he did get us to them levels that no other manager's got us to.
Yeah,
I know we lost.
Yeah, no. It's just that there's a massive difference between
I get
the
it.
roles,
Yeah.
between the roles of the two men. Bill Nick ran the club from top to bottom. Absolutely. Obviously, it was a much smaller thing, but he ran it from top to bottom, absolutely top to bottom. Whereas Poch was a coach, right? That's the harsh reality of where we are. So Poch's ability to impact things are very, very limited in comparison to and all head coaches these days in comparison to historically.
I mean, you talk about Liverpool under Paisley. In fact, I grew up under the Liverpool side under Fagan or Dalglish. I mean, I think Bob Paisley was manager actually Liverpool when I was born. He was he wasn't. Then they had the Fagan years. Then they had the Dalglish years. Look, so I grew up under that Liverpool dominant size of the 80s, where them or Everton won it every year. I didn't know it was between the Merseyside club for a good part of the year. Right, guys, one question to use. I know a lot of people putting in the chat. Colin is saying Poch is a mid-manager. Why go sideways instead of going forwards? And this is for the chat as well. I do have a poll in the chat. Is Poch the man to bring us back to the glory days? 67% say yes, 33% say no in the chat. We know Thomas Frank's going. We know he's going to be replaced at some point. So he is going, hopefully. Sooner rather than later, but he's here. Just one word, and then we'll move on, talk about the build up to Frankfurt. Manager, apart from Poch, you want at the football club. I'll go for you first, James.
Hernandez.
Ooh, interesting. Rain?
That's who I would take.
The head coach who I'd like at Tottenham, it has to be somebody who plays attacking football. I wanted Hernandez in the summer. I wanted Hernandez in the summer when they were being lined up. So I agree with James. I'm going to go with James.
Dermo, who are you going for?
There you go. Me, I'm going for, look, Colin is right. Nagelsmann is free. Xavi is free. Alonso, I think he's going to Liverpool, by the way. Tuchel, he is a Spurs man. He is a Spurs fan. I don't know if he will be sacked from the England job in the World Cup. Depends how England do. Don't worry, guys. We are covering the England games. I'm going to cover them. I'm going to banter you, and the person with me is going to explain to me why I should be watching England games. So me and James will be doing World Cup watch-alongs where he will be explaining to me why I'm doing this watch-along. And just give me the reasons why I'm doing these watch-alongs to England games. But I will be bantering you all the way through, James. You will be lead commentary for the England games, and I'll be sitting there bantering you. So that is the idea of the watch-along. It's called a banter-along.
But you see, Tuchel is the wrong name. Tuchel would be a bad fit.
I would pick Martin O'Neill. He's doing so well at Celtic at the moment. He can come and do a job for us at Tottenham. I do you know what? During then what Colin has given me actually, and there's a lot there. I know Colin wants Ancelotti at Man U. It did say to me. I'm going for Nagelsmann. That's who I would like at Tottenham. I think Nagelsmann would do a good job for us. I do. I think he would do a good job for us.
He don't want to come. We had the opportunity and he turned us down. I don't think he wants to come.
Yeah, but why would you want to come and work for a bald-headed git when you've got a nice lady as the owner now? Do you know, she might batter his eyelids at him. He may say, yes, I will come and work for you, Viv.
Have you seen? I'm not sure she's that type of person.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
I can't see Julian Nagelsmann having his head turned by Viv by Vivian Lewis.
I jumped
might turn him to run the other way, but no.
Might be the daughter, then one of the other, the daughter or the grand or somebody like that. But anyway, I'm going down a dark hole. I'm not going to get out of it very quick. My call is Kevin Muscat. Outside the square, those attacking former LPL won't Yeah, mascots.
take crap from
Ruben
the
Amorim
Lord.
as another shout.
Yeah.
Poon has many uses. Don't knock it into. Am I supposed to read that out or not?
No, we'll get rid of that one. We'll just get rid of that one for now.
Can people just put sensible football chat in the chat, please? Because they get me into trouble. THFC says not true tequila. I don't know what that's about, but sure tequila can answer you, bud. Right, let's crack on. We do. Sorry, go on.
I think it's with regards to this one. I think it was a reply to this comment.
Yeah. Look,
THFC8 said.
Look, for me, I get it that the club needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. I do get it. But I spent the last couple of days really thinking about what does Tottenham Hotspur mean to me? Why do I support this club? Why do I keep doing these watch-alongs? Why do I keep doing these build-up shows? Why do I keep doing shows on this channel? Because I love the football club, and because the football club is my second love, and I will always keep going. I don't support the players. I don't support the manager. I support Tottenham Hotspur, the name, full stop. And it's like Change for Tottenham. I've got another march on Saturday. Hopefully, I'm going to reach out to Billy to get Billy to jump on next week. Sunday. Yeah. So hopefully we can reach out to Billy during the week and maybe him do a pre-record or something to get out where people can meet up or get the information. We'll tell you where you could go, where to meet up for the protest, and hopefully we get more people here this time. We had a good turnout the last time. It needs to get bigger now, and completely bigger. We've got a transfer window that's going nowhere. So I love this football club, and I will always love it, and I will keep fighting for it, and I will keep going. And I think we all think the same. You know, we may be fed up with it sometimes. We may be, we're done with it, but we never can be, can we? We can never, guys. We can never ever say, I'm not going to watch Tottenham Hotspur today. I don't think any of us could.
No.
Could you? Could you guys do it?
So, Dermot, you know that I agree with Tequila 100% on what Tequila said. I do. You know that, and you know that I was saying very early on, it doesn't matter if Frank, is, and there's so many people I've had arguments with or who've argued with me. Because they're like, no, this clown has to go. No, we've lost another game. Frank has to go, and you were the only person who said this is, and you said it. You were before everybody else, and you said this is why I want Frank to go. It's because he doesn't want to play football the Tottenham way, and you were absolutely right. You were absolutely right. You called it very, very early. Even when we were winning, even when we were doing okay, when everybody else was still not quite frank out because we were getting points, you were like, I'm not on board with this type of football. And that's, I come back to the culture of the football club, and I'm 100% on board with that. I'm 100% on board with that. I'm the type of person. I didn't really, I was all right with Conte ball as long as we were winning. I could kind of get on board with it, but I still accept that us as a fan base, that's me, single person. Us as a fan base, 200,000 people. When you get 200,000 people together, that's not just a personal opinion; it's culture. And our culture is exactly what you said early on about Frank. Is he doesn't play type of football. He doesn't play Spurs.
It doesn't. And James, he doesn't, does he? And it is a big thing for us fans, isn't it? It is the thing we want. We care about our club. Of course we do. On the protest, mate, do you think that, look, Change for Tottenham do a good job. They're only young and they're getting out there. But what more do you think they need to do? What would you do if you were involved in Change for Tottenham? What would you do to get more people to come do you think, like our channels like us, we have to keep banging the drum and getting it out there? We'll do our
absolutely.
bit. Of course we will. As a
Yeah.
channel, we will do our bit. What do you want to see, bud?
I mean, with regards to change for Tottenham, if we're going to really, as a fan base, try and implicate change within us football club, we've got to make sure that we're united in his decisions. Look, we've had discussions regarding Thomas Frank. I know me and Rain have had discussions on shows about Thomas Frank and where I sit and everything like that. Look, my view on the whole Thomas Frank thing, right, is if we get another manager in, all we're doing is we're giving the board. We want the board gone. We want the up and ups gone. That's what we want. What change for Tottenham want? They want the board gone. We want them to sell and somebody come in who's going to take the club in a different direction, right? If we sack Thomas Frank, all that's going to do is that's going to buy that board more time, because they're going to turn around and say, well, we can't really look at selling club right now because we've got to find you a new manager, because you said you need a new manager because you're not happy with this manager because results aren't good. And so now we're going to have to find a new manager. And then they drag that out until the summer. We get an interim manager and then it's all we've got to give. We've got to give these players, this manager, time and a transfer window. And then it's another 12 months down the line before we get before there's any kind of sort of shift and things like that. So with regards to Thomas Frank, I think we've got to stick with him. I think if we want genuine change in our football club, we've got to get off that man's back and stop using him as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
As the fans have got to stop using Frank as the scapegoat, because the board are going to quite happily let the fans use him as a scapegoat.
And James, I think we've been taught. I think a lot of fans have been trained like a prize horse. They've been whipped, into accepting that the way to solve the club's problems is to get rid of the coach. It's not, and who's done that? Levy, because every time it looked like the fans were going to turn on Levy, he went, get rid of the coach, get a new coach in. And everyone was like, oh, okay, we'll see how things go. And
buys them more time.
Exactly. And we've been tamed. We've been tamed like a dog.
It's like you get a stallion brought in and you have to break the stallion, don't you, to tame them, as Rain says and James says. And we've done that. Us fans, we've been tamed. And it is the board. And it is all to do with the Lewis family. And the Lewis family, Tequila said this to me a long while ago. And I thought, yeah, okay, I know what you're saying, but I don't get it. I understand it now. They came in with a simple project. We were going to get to the Champions League. They've done what they said they were going to do. They've actually done what they said they were going to do. They were getting us to the Champions League. They didn't say they were going to win us cups. They didn't say they're going to win us the league. They didn't say they were going to win us Champions League. Their job was, we will get you to the Champions League. We're now 27 days into this window. And what we bought? A 19-year-old that's played 26 games in Brazil. Yippee. And Conor Gallagher. Yay. Let's all break the champagne over and go on the 3-day bender, because that is exactly what we're going to do. We've got a director of football who doesn't give a shit. He's off at the end. He's off in February. When me and Rain, when me and James finish deadline day on the 2nd of February, me and James are going to clump into a corner somewhere and go, ooh, Paratici's going to get his suitcase, wave goodbye to Tottenham, and off to Fiorentina he goes. You know, and then the summer, what we're left with? Johan Lang. Wowee. I'm really getting excited under the Lang Express. Let's get on there and let's go and see where Lang can take us. Lang couldn't find his way out of a fucking back end of a backside if he was shoved up somebody's ass. He wouldn't find his way out. I swear to God he wouldn't. We gave him a job. to organise a piss up in a brothel. He couldn't even do that right. He probably organised a piss up somewhere else. So for me, I think we're a club that is in a complete mess at the moment. And the sooner we're bought out, the sooner the better. We cannot keep going on like we are.
Just on the back of that, Dermo, I just want to I'll let you do that. It's a comment from Sean Maddox here, and he says we have to back a manager, but Frank is just not the right man and has not done enough to show he can do this job. Right? Okay, let me break that down into what Sean's saying there. Right? He said first of all, he's saying we have to back a manager, right? Well, we haven't backed Thomas Frank. So by not backing him, he's basically not got the tools he needs to do the job. So, of course, he's not going to be able to do the job and do enough to show that he can do the job because he hasn't been given the tools to do it. It's like giving a plumber an electrician's tool and saying, go fix that leaky pipe. It don't work.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen. It's not going to work.
You're never going to fix a leaky pipe with electrician's tools. So I understand what you're saying, Sean. I completely 100% understand what you're saying. Is Frank has shown very little adaptive attitude and the ability to adapt his formations and adapt his tactics. I completely understand that. But when you've not been given the tools, you're not going to be able to do that. We all got spun this great big yarn of this 150 million pound war chest that we signed we're going to spend in January. That's what we all got told. That's what we were all looking forward to. We're 5 days away from 6 days away from end at window, nearly 5. We've sold one player for 36 million. We've signed one player for 35 million, and then we've spent 15 million. Well, between 10 and 12 million on a potential left back. So my math says there's between 87 and 130 odd million quid left in kitty. And you don't have to go spend all that in one lump on one player. You can spread it around.
There isn't 150 million there. There was never 150 mil, James. There was never 150 million to spend in the first place. That was beyond that was told.
Yeah, I don't even think there's 100 million there.
Because there wasn't. I said,
why are we not doing anything?
I know. I did say this is going to stay.
Sorry, fans focus on money. Money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've worked in corporate finance for 20 odd years. If you need to get some work, if you need to get some money, the corporate finance, you can just go and get it, right? To invest in the enterprise. And an organisation like Tottenham Hotspur, they should be spending 150 million a year, basically, in working capital. So wait a minute. The money is not the problem. The problem is we've got a full squad. That's the problem. The problem is that they've mismanaged our squad so badly that and David, friend of the show, David, you're such a valuable member of the community, mate. Said the Spurs board is paralysed, and they are. And the transfer team is paralysed. Conor Gallagher came in because Brennan Johnson went out. We are 1 in, 1 out. And whenever I say we're 1 in, 1 out, people go, "Oh, well, we got money to spend." It's not about money. It's about squad places. Whereas Chelsea and other clubs would be quite happy to get somebody in to go into the squad and then deal with the fact that we've got too many players further on down the line. I don't think our club's got the balls to do it. I don't think our club's got the balls to see that Ian Maddison are coming back, and that causes a problem.
Yeah. I tell you one thing that does make me sort of, think a little bit is Daniel Levy left in September. Daniel Levy ran the football club. He had his finger in every pie. You've said it to me, Rain, a long while ago. and I do agree with you, Dan, and I agree with you. I don't know if you agree, James. If you see what I'm about, I think Ray knows what I'm about to say. The club are rudderless. The club are rudderless. There's nobody running the football club. You think one man ran that football club for 25 years, ran it with an iron fist, whatever that was from the rules for me, Nick, or he did it by his own back. We will never know. Now this is infighting. James, you and me have had conversations about this, bud, about the infighting between Enoch and Levy. And I think that's taken the eye off the ball of running the football club, because their intention is to get Levy the less money he can out of his shares for Enoch. He still owns shares in Tottenham, but he can't do anything with them. I have a funny feeling, hypothetically, and this is my gut feeling. Do you guys think, and this is sort of a yay and nay answer, and then we'll move on to the transfer update, and then we'll got the build up then at the end. Do you think Daniel Levy in the background is preparing a bid to take over Tottenham Hotspur with, say, like an Amanda Stavely or a Qatari consortium? But he may not be taking it over, but he wants some part of it to get his own back on Enoch.
No, I don't think there'll be. I think there'll be some business rule or law that it's stop him from doing that. It'd be like insider trading or something like that. I'm not saying it is insider trading, because we don't trade anything, but I think there'll be something in there that will. No, I can't see it happening. I mean,
I think you're absolutely right. I think, as he has, he's got 30%. He's got 30% shares, but his 30% shares are through Enoch. He's got 30% shares because he's got 20% of Enoch of Tavistock Group. So, of Enoch, and then Enoch has 80% of Tottenham. No, that's wrong. He's got 30% of Enoch, which gives him a 20-odd% of
27.5, I think it is, or something like that.
So I don't think he. I don't know if he could. No, because it's not his shares. They're not his shares. He would have to sell. He would have to divest himself.
Yeah, because
that's what I mean. He sells his shares. What I mean by that, he sells his shares and he comes back in within another group. So he's got no shares in Enoch. He's got no shares in Tottenham.
Shares. You know what? We know what these people are like. We know what these people are like.
Yeah. I'm not a business person. I'm just a short Wexford fellow from Wexford, so I don't know nothing. So,
firstly, they're not publicly listed, right? So they're not bound to do anything. They do whatever they want, right? They're a private company. They're not. They don't have pensions as shareholders. If Daniel Levy sold his shares and then came in with another group, they would do everything in their power to avoid him getting what he wanted.
Yeah, I mean the only way you could probably foresee that happening would be he sells his shares and then a new company comes in, say a Qatari business come in, and then once they were in and cemented in place, then they sell a chunk to Levy. But I can't see it happening. I can't see Levy.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I want him back.
I think the fans would be in absolute uproar if something like that happened.
It's one of the days I chuck a hand grenade in and just walk out the door and just watch the explosion behind me. I love putting these little questions that sends the fans dilute crazy. I just love doing it. I just get a hand grenade, lob it in, right, watch it explode and walk away. No, watching everyone. So yeah. No, I don't want Levy back either. I'm just saying hypothetically, could he? Gerard wants Levy back. He's the only one. He'd be out there with a bunting and everything and throwing the rose petal at his feet. Big up to you, Gerard. Hope you're doing well, bud. Look, let's talk about transfers. What transfers I'm hearing people say. Our transfer market at the moment, right? It's like going into wild west town with them little cob things roll across the street from one side to the other.
Tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds. I would love to know what Paratici and Lang are doing this at this moment. Are they just sitting there drinking hot cocoa, watching the Bruce Willis trilogy, or is Paratici looking at homes for near Fiorentina? Do you know? I would love to know what the hell.
Paratici's on Homes in the Sun or whatever it's called, packing his suitcase. So he's in Florence, getting ready to go to Fiorentina. Lang is probably fallen into his quilt cover and can't find his way out because he can't find players. Yeah,
they must have felt way behind.
I'll be honest with you, Tequila. I liked the last episode of I like Stranger Things. I've watched all of Stranger Things.
I've never watched it.
It's this absolute. It's like, do you know, like with anything, there's always like, regardless of what happens in a TV show, you're never going to please everybody. It's the idiocy that, like, there's all these fans out there and all these conspiracy theories. Like, there's some hidden episode. It's like, it's mental. It's like it's on TikTok constantly. Like, oh, conformity gate. I'm just like, yeah, that's Spurs fans. We've all been conformed into thinking what the board want us to think. But no, anyway,
I must be the only. Yeah, I must be the only person never to have watched Stranger Things. I cannot wait, and I tell you this: I cannot wait for the Pinky Blinders movie to come out late this year. Plus, there's 2 new series coming out as well, which I cannot wait. So I'll have to go back now and watch the whole Peaky Blinders series before the movie comes out. I love myself a bit of Peaky Blinders. And Tequila also said Lang thinks that Kate Bush song only came out this year. Yeah, that's true. It did. Wuthering Heights only came out 6 months ago. God, that's showing me age. I remember that song when that came out on Top of the Pops. That was good. Top of the Pops back in the 80s were good. Telling you. 81, 82, 83, 84. Yeah. Give me a bit of Spandau Ballet any day of the week. They were good. And Duran. All right. Where were we? Not talking about Duran. Let's talk about we haven't got any transfer news to talk about, Tequila, so we could talk about Duran or Stranger Things or Game of Thrones, or we could talk about anything. Here we go. We have some
transfer news.
I do hear running up that hill, says Gerard. Okay, transfers. While left back remains a priority, no shit, Sherlock. Spurs have been credited with interest. I mean, this is it. We've been credited with interest in several alternatives. Yeah, I do know what, Tequila. We'll do that one day. Talk about 80s music. I love 80s music, by the way. I was born in it. I was a baby. I was an 80s kid in the 80s. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. 84, 85, 86 for me were the best years ever. And Antonio and Robertson, Fulham, a potential left back target if Spurs pursue options beyond Robinson. Robbo. We've got Robinson and Robertson. There you go. I got me and Rain were doing the show last week. I just turned it up calling them Robbo. Now I've got Robbo 1 and Robbo Mark 2. Guys,
Robinson would be a much better purchase than Robertson. He really would. He'd be a much better purchase.
Yeah, he would. He's younger. He's got a few more years in tank than Robertson. But
he's just come back off a long injury.
Yeah,
and we are. I mean, what is going on? What is going on? There has to be. Forget transfers. Somebody do an investigation as to why we get so many injuries.
I don't know.
What is going on?
Yeah, also, we're after this fella as well. Another fullback target. Apparently, he's on Tottenham's radar. They must have a very big radar. They must go to Heathrow Airport and watch their radar. Hang on, we've got this plane coming in, Paratici. What are you looking at, Lang? I'm looking at a plane coming in from Japan. Don't worry, we're looking at that. What can we put out to the press? Tell him he's on our radar. That's good. Put that out, Tottenham PR. It's on it's on our radar. So I've got him. We've got early rumours suggesting Spurs might shock inquiry. Early rumours suggesting Spurs made a shock inquiry for West Ham winger Somerville, though West Ham are reluctant to sell. I don't think they will sell in January.
They won't sell in January.
All things stand. Juventus have made checks on Please take him. Look, can we start a GoFundMe for his plane ticket back to Italy? We could raise it up in a couple of hours, lads. We can do it. Conor Morani, and there is genuine interest from Italy, but no agreement. Bid or player, which has been confirmed at this stage. We've got PSG and Spurs remaining in control of the situation. In an event Colo were to leave Tottenham, understood to have discussed striker options internally. They love talking internally, don't they, guys? They really do. But don't worry. We've got another player we might be linked to, another player we're credited to. It is Jean-Philippe Mateta from Crystal Palace. It's a name on the wider market, would be available for 35-40 million range, and with indications he is open to a move to Spurs and to talks to Thomas Frank. And then Caesars, we're going to be playing in the Championship next year. He ain't coming. Then we've got Jorgen Stan Larsen, also been linked with recent weeks, but there's no this is the bit I love, but there is no active Tottenham bid at present. Why not? No. We can't, Rain, we can't be, we just can't be, we have to take who we can get now. More one to watch depending on how the striker develops. I mean, our transfer policy is full of, let's see how the land goes. And then when we get to the last day, everyone's going to be begging to sell their players and we'll get them all on the cheap. How many more transfer windows we've got to go through this?
We don't want to be saddled with another Richarlison who we can't get, who's ineffective for us and we can't get rid of. We really don't. We really.
No, I agree with that.
And you know, much as I like Mateta, he's done a bit of tool downing this season, which isn't great. So
started well, certainly gone off for Boyle.
I think his head's been turned. I think his head's been turned with all this move and all the disruption at Palace as well, with Glasner going, with their captain going as well.
Happy camp, is it? It's not a happy camp.
No, he's not a happy camper. He really isn't. Guys, that is your transfer news. Big up to GK as well. He says, I'll drive him to the airport. Yeah, I think we all would. I thought you like Morani. I can't keep track with people like into anymore. Yeah.
I like Morani. I just think he hasn't had time to settle. He had very little pre-season. He came into us very little pre-season. Then picked up an injury. The groin strain kept him out for weeks on weeks at the start of the season. He was then thrust back into the first team. Look. I think there is a striker there, and there is a good striker there. It's very similar to the manager sort of scenario. You don't hit the ground running, and you're a shit player all of a sudden. I don't agree that he's a quality striker. He's proved that. He's still only young. I think he's got the ability.
Maybe the Premier League's not for him.
It might not be.
Maybe the Premier League's not for him.
You can't judge a player on 4 months probably 2 months of playing football. 2.5 months of playing football.
It doesn't help that the manager keeps playing him out of position, where his position is a striker. No. He's not a winger. So that doesn't help either, to be fair, if I'm being honest. But guys, before we do,
there is absolutely a lack of effort. And, you know, you know, you have the list of 10 things that don't require talent, and one of them is to put the effort in. And I suspect for all those reasons that have been mentioned by the people above me, the higher ups, I suspect that's a good reason why he's down tools, or not. Maybe down tools is the wrong word. He's not putting in. I don't think he's putting in 100% of the effort.
I don't think he is. Look, I didn't think Morani was going to be this big star. When we got him in January, James would tell you, I was a bit underwhelmed by it, wasn't I? When we announced it on deadline day, and I just don't think. I think we could have done better.
I was really excited.
I just think we could have done a hell of a lot better.
I was really excited, but I think we've treated him badly. I think as James, I think, has laid it out really well. There's been circumstances, and it's just, again, it's just a bad fit. It's just
it's a loan deal that's gone wrong, and rather than us signing him, we've got him on loan. So look, if we do cut bait, if we decide, all right, okay, this really isn't for us, let's look at bringing in another striker in on loan in January. Why have they not done it sooner?
Yeah.
If they really didn't think that that he wasn't a good enough fit, or if Thomas Frank was adamant that like he's not fit for to play my style of football and blah blah blah, they'd have cancelled his loan and they'd have looked at somebody else, and they'd have probably done it in that way as well. Done it as in, all right, well, we don't need him, so let's send him back and then we'll have a look. Not let's have a look for a player and then bring him in and then cancel Moranis. Villa cancelled his loan, left us short, and then brought a player in. Maybe.
Yeah. I agree. But look, very quickly, before we get on to the build-up for the Frankfurt game, I do want to give our sponsor a shout-out who done these beautiful behind our new studios. Look, as we can see behind us, all very nice and smart. Rains, you will get yours, Rain. You need a green screen. You need to be professional like me and James. James is at the moment, he's still at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He had to hide while he was at the stadium because the Tottenham security, I've found them lurking. So now he's hiding behind this setup by O'Connor Designs. Is it working, James? Are you keeping out? Are you sneaking in and out without being seen?
They haven't found me yet.
See, it works. It works. But guys, do look at these brilliant, and also our intro as well. And on about our intros, guys, pinned at the top is our Spotify link. Please press that, and the intro music is on there for you to download. We have put up the Irish one as well. And guys, if you can put in the comments, give us your favorite song, because I think this channel needs to do a playlist of all our famous driving songs. So when you're driving in the summer and you're out and about and you want to know what to play, put on the THFC Till I Die playlist. You've got podcasts on there. Big up to Kate and Jim. Kate, I shall see you tomorrow for the match day build up over on We Are Tottenham TV. I love going on there. Imagine me. Little old me going on to the big We Are Tottenham TV channel. But, you know, I'm humbled. Any spies? Well, pick one tequila and then we'll put it on there. I know what I'm going to put on there. A few 80s hits. James, where you going, bud, on our playlist?
Oh, I've got to throw either some a bit of meatloaf in there.
Okay. You're on your own on that, but okay.
Whoa. There's not wrong with meatloaf.
There's plenty wrong with meatloaf.
You name me one thing that's wrong with meatloaf, and if you say he's dead, I'm going to leave.
He's singing.
Oh, sorry, you're not talking about the food.
No.
No, we're talking about the singer. He did one good album, and that's what he's lived off all his life.
No.
I'm sorry.
So you're gonna say Bat Out of Hell was his one good album.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I've never listened to him, never have, I never will. Now you talk to me about Bowie, one of the greatest singers that ever lived, Queen, the greatest band. James, I'm sorry. You listen to all these mainstream.
The greatest.
Bowie is one of the greatest singers I've ever listened to.
No, everything sounds the same.
No, it doesn't. It's a bit like, look, we'll have to do a stream on this. We will do a stream on this. This is going to be spicy.
Oh, yeah, it really would.
Queen are not
don't
rubbish,
say I
Tequila.
listen to all this mainstream stuff. I'm an 80s kid as well, Dermo, and I love old music.
So you telling me
I love older music.
You telling me the Let's Dance album that was done by one of the lead singers out of what's the name of the band? The Chic, who helped Bowie do that Let's Dance album. That's not a great album. You're telling me that's not a great album. You're telling me Under Pressure isn't a great song. You're telling me Radio Gaga and Another One
Oh,
Bites the Dust
no,
and great
listen,
songs. You're
listen.
not.
No,
You're not
now
telling me.
you're
Hang on.
talking. You're talking Queen now. Queen. You're not
Yeah.
talking Bowie.
No,
You've
I'm
switched
sorry.
now. You've
No,
switched
no.
gear. You're talking Queen.
Hang on. No, I
Queen
haven't.
are a
Actually,
good-
James,
Queen
if
are
you
a
do, if
great
you actually
band.
hang on, let me finish.
Queen are a
Let me
great
finish.
band.
No,
but
Bowie and
Bowie
Queen
is
did do
not
Under
the
Pressure together.
greatest.
Sorry, but anyway, we could talk about music and argue about this, but we won't. So I don't know why. Yeah, our sponsor, by the way, who doesn't like either Meatloaf or Bowie or Queen, it's called O'Connor Designs, who've been helping creators level up their channels. If you're looking for professional YouTube thumbnails, intro videos, studio backgrounds, or logo designs, O'Connor Designs specialize in clean custom work made specifically for creators, not generic templates. They offer fair pricing, which they do, for both established channels and smaller creators as well, to help you get off the ground, which we've used in for our political channel, which is one coming out this weekend, guys, and it's going to be spicy with a quick turnaround and a proper attention to detail. If you want your channel to look more professional, I mean, this channel does look professional, but it doesn't sound professional, but it does look professional. And stands out checkout, especially when me and James are arguing about who's the greatest singer in the 80s. Check out O'Connor's Designs. If you mention the promo code THFC TID26, you will get 10% off. I mean, 10% off your first order. The email is in the description below, so do give them a one the biggest the best YouTube. Just send them an email and give him plenty of work. I'm sure he loves it. Big up to anyway, O'Connor Designs, our sponsors network, our sponsors channel sponsor. I've totally fucked that up. And then Gerard, it says Bat of Hell must be top 5 biggest selling albums. I don't care. I just don't like the album. I don't like the singer. Never have, never will.
So I've just done a bit of Googling, right? And it's the top 10 best-selling albums in the world ever. Right. And number 10 is the Grease soundtrack. Number 9, Fleetwood Mac. And now Fleetwood Mac is phenomenal.
Which album on Fleetwood Mac, by the way?
Rumours.
Brilliant album.
Yeah, Rumours. Yeah. Then you've got Bee Gees' Saturday Night Fever. Then you've got Eagles Hotel California, which is another great
brilliant album.
Then you've got Whitney Houston's The Bodyguard album. And then that's number 6. Number 5, you've got Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. Number 4, you've got Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Number 3, you've got AC/DC Back in Black. Number 2, you've got the Eagles' Greatest Hits. And number 1, you've got Michael Jackson's Thriller. In that 10, there's no David Bowie.
By the way, I'm just saying that and Under Pressure was done by him and Queen, by the way, which is a great song and a great song. And the same. Look, I love Fleetwood Mac as well. I love a bit of Toto. I love a bit of all music, but Meatloaf, not for me. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Meatloaf.
Even Mrs. Tron, you're entitled to yours, and I'm entitled to mine. And
even Mrs. Tron, who is the queen of music knowledge in this household and the Tron household, even she says to me, Meatloaf, she doesn't like it. So there you go. But anyway, everyone floats their boat with a bit of. But we did have Bat Out of Hell played at my stepfather's funeral, which was one hell of a song to be played out to. I have to say, it was very good. We've got Ziggy Stardust, Easy Top 5, big up to see. Lily White Indians agrees with me. Ziggy Stardust, the album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. There's a great one. If I was Thanos, that one of Queen or Spurs. Oh God.
Put that one in a poll.
I think a lot of them would say Spurs, to be fair. Right. Anyway, let's get on. Let's get on with the build-up. Right. Stats. Eintracht Frankfurt are without a win in the last 6 matches in all competitions. The German outfit have conceded 16 goals in their last 6 matches in all competitions. Tottenham have picked up one win from their last 6 matches in all competitions. They have conceded 10 goals from their last 6 matches in all competitions. Tottenham Hotspur have won their last 2 UEFA Champions League matches and are looking for 3 wins in a row for the first time since November 2019. The last won 3 successive games with clean sheet, each time in April 2019. And Frankfurt have dropped more points from winning positions 9 than any other team in the UEFA Champions League this season, including 3 in their previous outings against Karabakh, where they lost 3-2. Tottenham Hotspur stand 5th in the Champions League standing with 4 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat, and 14 points. A win or a points tomorrow should guarantee Tottenham Hotspur to security into the round of 16 without going into a playoff. Frankfurt sits 33 in the bottom half of the Champions League. Only 1 win, 1 draw, 5 goals, 5 defeats. Only 4 goals they have scored in the whole of their Champions League campaign. The last 5 times we have played Frankfurt was twice in 1982 on our way to the semi-finals of the Cup Winners' Cup, where we lost to Barcelona. We did play them twice in the Champions League in 2022, where Spurs won overall. And of course, we did beat them on our way to winning the Europa League last season with a 1-1 draw at White Hart Lane and a 1-0 win at the Frankfurt area. The referee tomorrow, of course, they're all from Spain. I'm not even going to try to mention their names.
I wouldn't even them for you.
Go on then.
So,
you have a crack then, Spanish man.
Okay, so referee would be Jesus Gil Manzano. The assistant referee is Angel Navarro. The second assistant referee is Guadalupe Polas Ayuso. The 4th official is Francisco Jose Hernandez Meso. And in the VAR is Guillermo Cuada and Fernandez.
Right, the rest of it will be left for the predicted lineup, guys. All the injuries and any bit of team news that is out, so we will do that later. Rain, you got some stuff to bring up, bud?
Yeah, so if we could bring up the slide that I've got. Yeah, fantastic. It's quite small. So I'm gonna read it out. So they Change of Tottenham published this at about sort of just short of 9 o'clock. So it is breaking. Sorry, I'm just bringing it up. Where are you? There you go. Right. So change, and there is some controversy here, Dermot. You're going to love this. So change for Tottenham process Sunday, 1st of Feb, Tottenham versus Manchester City. The board will not listen to silence. They will not listen to patience. They will only listen when match-going fans show visible collective discontent. If we don't act together inside the stadium, nothing changes. Before kickoff, 4 p.m., meet on the South Stand area outside. Bring flags, scarves, banners. Join chants against the owners. Make the message loud before a ball is kicked. During the game, continue the ENIC out chants throughout the match. Boycott spending inside the stadium. Don't fund the failure. And here's the big thing this is a big change for Change for Tottenham. 75th minute walkout. At 75 minutes, we encourage all fans to leave the stadium. Head to support a local pub and watch the remainder of the match there. This match is live on TV. The world will be watching. This would make a big statement. If the stadium empties, the message is undeniable. If we stay seated and quiet, the board will ignore us again.
Wow. I want to take the last bit with you guys. Now, we all know what happens if they start singing. Look, I want to just make this clear. We all know what's going to happen when Ian out comes out. The manager gets sacked. We know that might happen. Can you see, Rain, you go to the home games. So I'll leave you last if you don't mind. Me and James, we don't go to all the home games, so you do. So you probably have a better answer to this question than me and James would. But James, like me, you'd be watching it on telly. We'll be doing the watch along. You'd be joining me for halftime and after the whistle. Can you see it happening? I would love it to happen. I really would love it to happen because
I like it.
Do you think Tottenham fans will do that? It is. But do you think they will walk out the 75th minute? I hope they do. But do you think they will?
Right. So I can see them walking out if we're getting absolutely tanked. If we are being rolled over by Manchester City, 3-4-0, I can see the fans rolling. I can see the fans walking out. If Spurs are winning, unfortunately, no one's going to walk away from seeing us beat City again. But I'd gladly walk out. I would gladly walk out on the 75th minute.
See, look, for me,
regardless of result.
See, I'm going to the Palace game. It's cost me a lot of money to go there. And I'm going to the Leeds game. It's going to cost me a lot of money to go there. I'm torn on this because it's my 1 or 2 games a year. And where I support change for Tottenham, I find it very hard. What do I do? Because I've spent near enough, I would say, 400
You've spent
euro.
A good chunk of money. You've spent a good chunk of money, Dave.
About 400 euro getting over there and back, and tickets and everything.
Yeah.
I would hope. I don't think I could walk out where I do support it. I don't think I could because of the money I spent on getting there and coming from Ireland to England. Does that make me a bad supporter? No. Does that make me a lesser supporter of change for Tottenham? No, because I would do my protesting on the channel. But can you understand that, Rain? Can you get that? A fan like me that spends a lot of money going over there. I know you spend money as well to get there, and you spend 1,000 whatever on your season ticket. But would you walk out in the 75th minute?
Are you asking me if I'm going to walk out in the 75th minute?
I'm asking you, are you going to walk out in the 75th minute?
I will.
Am I okay to ask that?
I will walk out in the 75th minute.
There you go. You heard it here first.
What
about a fan like me, though, Rain? To go back to the question about like me going over, an international fan going over. Can you understand my hesitance for doing it?
Yeah, okay.
There's a part of me that wants to do it, but there's a part of me thinking Kate says it as well. You pay all that money to go and walk out before the end. For a fan like me, could you do it? If you were like me, could you do it if you came over from Ireland?
Yes, and I'll explain for you. I'll explain to you why. Quite clearly. Let me just
change for Tottenham's going up now. Yes, see.
Let me put this up. I should have put it up earlier.
We will ask O'Connell Designs to design us a banner for the back. We change for Tottenham there as well, and we are getting behind the protest, guys. Just while you're doing that, Rain, James, can you understand what I'm getting at?
Yes, I understand. I do understand where you're coming from. It costs you a lot of money to go to a game, Dermo, and it's. I understand you would want to see the end of the game out. I completely understand both sides of that coin.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
It is. It is very hard. I would just. Look, it's not going to be. We're not going to empty that stadium's not going to empty. You're not going to get 55,000 people walking out. It's not going to happen. You might get maybe 10, 15,000, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but these things take momentum, and I think what a lot of fans will do is like I said just before is if we're getting beat and they see the 70th minute coming and then they see the time to change and receive the change for Tottenham fans start to leave, or the change for Tottenham supporters start to leave, I think it will then encourage people to leave. Because let's be honest, a lot of people in the stadium are very sheepish. They won't want to be that first person walking out, just in case no one follows them. But the more people that go, I think it will encourage people to go. But I completely understand, Dermo, if you did not want to leave your seat and not want to go until the full time was gone, I understand your reasonings.
It's only
why
because
you
of
would
the
do it.
money that I've spent to get there.
No. I completely understand.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Right?
of course you can.
Yeah, Dermot, I think if you were in the stadium, I think it would be different. I think if you were in the stadium, I think you're saying it now, and I get what you're saying, right? And it makes absolute sense. I suspect a lot of these people who are going to walk out, they're not going to go out of the stadium. I suspect they're going to go onto the concourses. There's so many TVs everywhere, right? There's so many TVs. In fact, in the south, behind the south stand, you know, where there's a huge bar, right? There's this bank. There's basically a terrace out the back where with a load of TVs, which will all be showing the game. And I bet you the vast majority of fans will walk away from their seats who do this, who agree to this. They'll walk away from their seats and they'll go and watch the game on the concourse. So, why is that relevant? Because you will still get the I'm with the fans atmosphere. You will still be there with other Spurs fans, which, Dermot, you don't get with all your fantastic watch-alongs. You know, you don't get that I'm actually physically here with other people. You will. I think a lot of people will just go to the concourses, and it will be a party atmosphere on the concourses. But the point will be made. The point will be made if do you know what? If even 5,000 people walk out, it actually looks like a lot. It's amazing how much of a difference 10% of the stadium being empty looks. It makes it all, you know, 10,000 people, even 20% of the stadium, and it will look half empty. It's a bit of an illusion. It's a bit of an illusion the way that it looks. Your brain does things. It starts to see patches, and it doesn't do like 50, doesn't do that's 20%. It goes, it's about half. So, and I suspect, Dermot, that whilst you're rationally and you're logically saying that, I suspect, knowing you and knowing how emotional you are and how passionate you are about the club and about being with people, I think if it came to it and it meant you were just going to go and watch it with all these people in a slightly different place but still in the stadium, I think instead of being like a 90% I'm not going to do it, I think you might be like a 50%. Do you see where I'm coming in? I do. It might take you to 50-50.
If this was at the Palace game last year, when I went to the Palace game, I would have walked out on the 75th minute because of how crap we were playing. I just look. It's not cheap for me to come to Ireland to Tottenham. It's not. And no disrespect to you guys, you live in England, so it's probably a little bit cheaper for you, James. You'd get the train down to Tottenham and I'm not trying to point fingers or saying. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I bet you a flight from Ireland is a lot cheaper than a train from Yorkshire.
Well, a return flight from me on Aer Lingus between Dublin to Heathrow and then from Heathrow to the Seven Sisters and back again would cost me no short of €400.
Aer Lingus? Are you flying business class or something? What's all
no,
this?
no, just Aer Lingus is the biggest rip-off going. So Ryanair.
But I do say, you know, for all the people who talk about tourist fans, you know, I still remember Jack from the Irish Hotspur. He probably spent close to my season ticket on his trip to the UK to watch one game. Yeah. So whilst I pay for a season ticket, you have to understand that people like you, Dermot, you know, people like Jack, people from America, Steve, friend of the show, is coming to watch the Arsenal game. A complete masochist. what I picked the Arsenal game.
I just noticed James just go back into his screen a little bit when that was said. Just went back into the screen. It was so funny.
And he will probably all in, including hotel, including flight, including travel whilst you're here. You're cooking. You're not cooking for yourself. You're probably having, meals. You're easily coming close to spending my season ticket. Do you know what I mean? For one game. So
I'm pleased they're doing this. I'm pleased Change for Tottenham are doing this. Actually, I rarely do. I'm really pleased they're doing this. It's about time they did something like this. Just very quick, we're just saying this, and then we get score predictions, and then guys, we have to go because we have to predict the lineup to pre-record. So I'll ask you this question, then put your score prediction before. James, how many do you think will walk out in your score prediction for Frankfurt Tottenham tomorrow, bud? We had this last week with the attendance at Tottenham, which was 52,000, by the way. So anyone that was over 42,000 were in the bar park. So how many will walk out? And your score
and in chat as well, score prediction, but also how many do you think are going to walk out? Yeah, in chat.
9,000 will walk out, and we'll lose 4-1.
I'm going for 10,000 to walk out. I'm going 1,000 more than you, James. And I'm going for a 3-2 Tottenham win tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? I thought you were talking about the Man City game.
No, I'm talking about tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. I'm going to say 2-1 tomorrow, Spurs.
3-2 Spurs for me and 10,000 walk out.
Yeah, we didn't make that clear. We didn't make
No, I didn't. No, it shows I'm a useless host. But there you go. Sorry, I will improve in time.
But if you wanted my score prediction for the City game and how many's going to walk out, I think 9,000 will walk out and we'll get tanked 4-1.
Yeah, well, we'll get that to Friday. Look, I am 50 next. I am 49 next week, so treat me kindly. I'm getting nearly to 50, so I need to be treated with it. Needed to be guided through these shows now. Like James, you will be taken over. This channel is going to come to you one day, my son. It will come
lovely.
to you. Yeah, he sounds really happy.
Have you seen how many Kate said are going to walk out?
Less than 5. How many did she say?
Less than.
Oh, Jimbo says less than 5.
3,000 walk out as protest and 15,000 because we all.
No.
50.
Kate said 50.
50 to walk out.
I think so. Tomorrow's score, I think it's going to be 2-2 tomorrow, which is going to be difficult.
It's going to be enough to get us through, though.
Probably, not definitely. We'll definitely be in the playoffs, but yeah. And I reckon you'll get about 10,000, 15,000 people walk out.
Well, what we want from you, Rain, while you're there on Sunday, is a text or WhatsApp to let us know how many did walk out. If you can give us the numbers.
I won't know because I'll be.
Yeah, no, I want you at the top of the stadium counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, hang on, sir.
You'll be telling me.
Hang on, sir. Are you going out or just going for a piss? I'm going for a piss. Okay, mark you off. So, sir, we're stuck at 2. I might be a while because I need a number 2. Right, so that is what we're doing. So we will get on more about that on Friday, of course, for Change for Tottenham, and we will talk more about that, guys. But thank you very much, guys, for joining me. It's been a hell of a good show. You've learned a lot tonight. You've learned that Tottenham are shit. We've learned that Tottenham don't know how to do transfers. You've seen me and James argue a lot over Meatloaf and David Bowie. We've seen Rain get all excited and putting up his Change for Tottenham, Change for banner because he is going to walk out. He is going to stand up there and count them to walk out. And Kate says there's going to be 50. So we've learnt a lot tonight on this great channel of ours as we move to 3K. Do keep subscribing. Do keep liking. James, where can people find you, bud?
Yeah, sorry.
He's still looking. James is still looking at his Meatloaf Greatest Hits album to hit me with it when we get off this show. He's got it all on his on the monitor. He has. He's going to swing me with loads of details.
No, I'm not. We'll leave that one for another day. When I'll firmly put you in your box.
Next Christmas. We'll do it Easter or Christmas.
When David Bowie won at Greatest Music.
Yeah, the Meatloaf one, isn't it? I'm saying, but you and Meatloaf.
Clearly is. He's got one of the top 5 best-selling albums in the world ever. But yeah,
you can find James at
meatloaflover.com. No, guys, on a more serious note, you can find me over on X at THFC James. You can also find me on here, trying to keep this crazy Irishman in check.
Never.
But it's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure, Dermo, as always. I do love our little sidetrack rants, but yeah.
It's always great. It's great to have you back as well, James, and great to do your tactical noons or tactical. I wouldn't call you a bit like Gary Neville, Jamie Redknapp. You're better than them.
No, I'm better than them.
Yeah, you're even. Well, down below.
Neville.
Yeah, down below is the better man than Jamie Redknapp. He talks more sense than Jamie Redknapp does anyway. Look at Paul Rain. Rain's going to chuck something at me in a minute. He's going to find some hair. I'm not Jamie Redknapp. But where can people find you, bud, as you're counting the Spurs supporters as they leave the stadium?
Yeah.
I advise you to get a clicker. That save writing, get a clicker.
I'm going to be at the front of the. How am I going to get a clicker? I'm at the front.
Are you going to lead the Congo then?
To be fair, there's quite a few around me who generally leave on 75 to 80. Anyway, every single game, there's quite a few around me who go and get. I know it's a bit weird, but there are a few season ticket holders around me who always leave early. It's like part of their routine. Yeah, here. You can buy me here.
And Kate says she's put us both in that place and said, Kate, take that. It's better than all of them. Okay, Kate. Yeah. Kate, I'll see you tomorrow. You can educate me in all things. Take that before the build up tomorrow. Yes, I will.
Won't take that, just a fake Boyzone. Was that not what take that?
Yeah, exactly. See, Boyzone were the best. Westlife and Boyzone were the best bands to come out. And I tell you, the number one band to come out of Ireland was U2. And nobody can deny the Joshua Tree is the greatest album that was ever made. James will, because he's so in love with Meatloaf. But
not according to the stats, but it's a great album, Dermo. I'm not going to lie. It's a great album.
But take before Kate unsubscribes now, right? Take that were a great album, great band. Loved them a lot. God, I do some self bloody. I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway,
you like self sabotage, Dermo. You do like your self sabotage.
Yeah. Well, anyway, on that bombshell, we should leave it there. James just chucked in his own hand grenade and walked off laughing like the Joker. But on that bombshell, we'll leave it there. Guys, we are back tomorrow at 7:35 with a slight build-up to the game for Frankfurt and the watch-along. We're on at 10:15 for After the Whistle. We're live on Thursday with the player ratings as well. And we're back then on Friday with a slightly earlier time of 7 o'clock for the build-up because I'm on the Man United agenda at 9. So come and join me then. Where it is being clipped, I did my Martin Luther King Tottenham rant with an Arsenal fan in the background singing Hallelujah. It is the most funniest bit of YouTube you've ever seen. So, guys, do look for that. And then, of course, we would all the build-up over the weekend with match day stuff build-up. But on Monday, before we leave, Monday, James, what's happening Monday, bud? Because it's back by popular demand.
It is. So Monday, deadline day. So me and Dermo, we're going to kick off our marathon session on deadline day. And I'm going to fry my computer's hard drive because it's going to get overheating with all the hot press and info that we're going to be giving you. So do tune into us. Rain, you're more than welcome to come on and join us. And when we start breaking news, if there's any news to break. But if not, you just get the pleasure of mine and Dermo's company, probably ranting about some random band that somebody thinks is best in world and
I've been
like
lined up for some sort of evening shift, I've been told.
Yeah. So come on the evening shift.
What time does the window close on Monday, by the way?
7 o'clock again.
Is it? Okay. Well, you get the post transfer window. See, you get the post one.
I'm pretty sure it's 7 o'clock.
I bet you it's 11 o'clock. I love the 11 o'clock ones. I rarely do. I love it when it closes at 11. It adds more drama to it. I think 7 o'clock it gets a bit 7 o'clock.
I'll be here for the meltdown.
Just a bit of breaking transfer news for you.
Tottenham bought somebody?
No. Aston Villa have had a bid accepted for Douglas Luiz from Nottingham Forest.
What? Douglas Luiz, ex of Aston Villa?
Is going back to Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He's going to Aston Villa.
He missed Emery's smile. That's what he did. But Kate says it is 7. Big up to you, Kate. But do join us. We will have good morning transfer deadline day. We will be on, and then we'll finish at 7, and then we'll go on at 8:30 for an hour from 8:30 to 9:30 with all the afters of the window. Guys, thank you all very much. I've enjoyed this. I really have. An hour and 42 minutes of fun, of laughter, and of Rain thinking, what are them two lunatics talking about? Above me, bottom of that bombshell. We should leave it there. Predicted lineup out at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Watch it, or you won't see who we've picked as the greatest Tottenham 11 to beat Frankfurt tomorrow, because that's what we're going to do. To Germany to win. Spurs are going to win. Come on, you Spurs. In Chirpy the mascot, we trust.
Tottenham till I die. Raise a